Drake, the music industry powerhouse, known for his chart-topping hits, lavish lifestyle, and undeniable influence, has found himself at the center of a conversation that many never expected to have about him. The conversation isn't about his music or his status in the hip-hop world, but about something far more concerning: his gambling habits. What once started as a casual pastime for the star has evolved into a full-fledged addiction that's causing major ripples not just in his finances but in the very foundation of his career and personal life. The question on everyone's lips is simple: is Drake losing control? 4 years now, reports have surfaced, shedding light on Drake's high-stakes gambling tendencies. What began as a fun, occasionally extravagant activity has quickly spiraled into something far more dangerous and damaging. It's hard to ignore the growing concern among those who have watched his career unfold, especially when stories of his extreme gambling losses keep emerging. But it's not just the losses that are raising eyebrows, it's the severity of the situation that's sending shockwaves through the hip-hop community and beyond. Drake's losses aren't small by any means. We're not talking about a few $1,000s here and there. In fact, reports suggest that Drake has lost millions. Yes, millions. The figures are staggering, with some estimates putting his gambling losses at around $7 million. And that's only what's known to the public. The rumors circulating about the extent of his losses are even more alarming. People in the know have started to speculate that Drake is not only betting huge amounts of cash, but also using personal assets and even family members as leverage to cover his mounting debts. While this may sound extreme, insiders familiar with high-stakes gambling circles say this kind of behavior isn't as rare as one might think, especially when someone becomes desperate in the pursuit of recovering losses. And the drama doesn't stop there. Even more shocking revelations have surfaced. One insider recently revealed that Drake has been actively reaching out to friends and even celebrities, sending them audio messages and photos of his gambling escapades. He's reportedly been texting them, showing off his late-night bets, and even asking for advice as he lays in bed with his phone, his TV screen filled with images of online gambling platforms. It's hard not to see this as a cry for help, but at the same time, it's also incredibly concerning. But it gets darker. What makes things even more alarming is that Drake's gambling seems to be more than just about money. It's become deeply personal. There are even rumors circulating that Drake has placed bets on his own family, including reportedly betting his son in a roulette game and losing. While this claim may be a viral joke, the fact that it's being taken seriously by many speaks volumes about how far Drake's behavior has pushed the public's perception of his addiction. After all, how many of us have heard of celebrities betting on things like major sports events or even their favorite athletes? But for Drake, the stakes have grown far higher. Drake has been no stranger to public scrutiny in recent years, and his relationship with gambling might have something to do with his attempt to escape or cope with the overwhelming pressures in his life. Many fans believe that Drake's gambling habit escalated after his public feud with Kendrick Lamar. It's no secret that Kendrick's diss track hit Drake hard, sparking a rivalry that had the potential to shatter his public image as one of the dominant forces in hip-hop. Some speculate that Drake's response to the backlash wasn't to fight back through music but to double down on his betting, as if trying to win back not just the money he lost, but the respect and admiration he might have been feeling he was losing in the process. And here's where it gets really interesting. After Kendrick's dissing, Drake was caught in a rather compromising situation. Someone managed to fly a drone over his penthouse in Australia during the Super Bowl, a moment where Kendrick was making headlines with his performance. What did they catch Drake doing? He was gambling, hunched over his laptop, seemingly engrossed in a game of chance. The footage was both bizarre and troubling. It was a look into a private moment, showing a man deep in the throes of his addiction. There was no promotional angle, no flashy partnership with betting companies. Just a man seemingly unable to tear himself away from the screen, even in the midst of such a massive cultural event. That footage wasn't just a random incident. It served as a wake-up call for everyone who had been following Drake's gambling habits. Up until that point, many assumed that his gambling was just part of the brand, a part of the celebrity persona that he carefully cultivated over the years. He had been promoting online betting platforms like Stake for a long time, and his high-stakes wagers were often shown off to the public through social media. But after that video of him gambling alone in his penthouse went viral, the narrative changed. It was no longer just flashy branding. It was the grim reality of someone who might be spiraling into a much deeper crisis. The signs of desperation are unmistakable. After the drone footage surfaced, Drake posted what appeared to be a plea for help disguised as an ad. His message was direct: "We are down bad on Stake. so I am posting this solely for 2 million credit to spend slots. This was not just a casual promotion, it was a clear admission that things had gone south for him. There's something unsettling about someone who is publicly asking for credit to continue gambling when they're already clearly down millions. It speaks to the growing extent of his addiction, a compulsion to keep playing, to keep betting, in the hope that a big win will somehow erase everything. What's even more troubling is the ongoing rumors about how far Drake has gone in his pursuit of a win. The viral claim that he allegedly bet his own son in a game of roulette, though most likely an exaggeration, speaks to a deeper level of concern. If Drake is truly willing to stake his family's well-being for a chance at a big win, then this addiction has moved far beyond a hobby and into dangerous territory. When someone attaches personal, meaningful things like family milestones and birthdays to their bets, it's clear that gambling is no longer a game, it's a coping mechanism. But there's more to the story. Some insiders believe that the gambling industry itself is partially to blame for enabling Drake's behavior. After all, Drake isn't just a high-rolling gambler. He's a prominent figure in the online gambling world. His partnership with Stake, one of the biggest crypto casinos, has been highly publicized. As part of his deal, Drake has been seen live streaming his high-stakes bets, sharing both wins and losses with his millions of followers. These broadcasts aren't just for entertainment, though. They're also a way of advertising these betting platforms to his fanbase, many of whom are young and impressionable. And that, in itself, raises serious ethical questions. How much of Drake's behavior is influenced by the rewards he's being given by these platforms? Could the millions in credit that Stake provides him be enabling his addiction? Drake, for all his fame and wealth, is a human being, and it seems that behind the flashing lights of celebrity, he might be dealing with something much darker than anyone realized. His attempts to gamble his way back to the top, to recapture that elusive control over his life and career, are becoming more evident. Instead of channeling his energy into his music, Drake seems to be pouring it into something far more destructive. And as the losses pile up, it's hard not to wonder just how far this will go. The concern isn't just for Drake's bank account or his reputation. It's for his well-being, both mentally and emotionally. Gambling isn't just about losing money. It's about the toll it takes on the psyche, the desperation, and the feeling of being trapped. If Drake doesn't find a way to break free from this cycle, it could have real-life consequences that go far beyond anything we've seen before. As fans, we can only watch as this story unfolds, hoping that someone close to him can intervene before it's too late. So, the question remains, is Drake's gambling just another celebrity indulgence, or is it a serious problem that's spiraling out of control? Is Kendrick Lamar's diss track really what set this off, or has the rapper been spiraling for much longer than we realized? What's next for the man who once ruled the rap game, and is it too late to save him from himself? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain, the pressure is mounting, and if things don't change soon, the consequences could be catastrophic.